think it's live now, but I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes so I can pull up the chat and then we'll get straight into it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome to the evening mastermind call. For those of you tuning in, I have changed my setup. So now there is a morning call and an evening call. The morning call is 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. The evening call is at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys want to join, you can sign up with my Patreon in the link below, patreon.com/daily refinement. For 12 bucks, you can access all of them. I'm going to do them every single weekday. And then if I have time, I'll do it on the weekend. Um, but let's get straight into it. We have Oliver today. Oliver, thank you for joining. Do you mind letting us
So,
know where you live?
yep. So I live in Rochester, New York. Moved here probably a year ago. I'm from Syracuse originally.
Awesome.
So,
And then where are you in your reselling journey?
well, I started in January 2018, and became full time in this past April 2019. So, I've
You've
just
been
been
full time for
steadily,
half a year now?
yes, yeah, I've been steadily increasing since then.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
So tell us, okay, so you're in upstate, right?
Yeah, upstate New York. Yep.
Rochester. And
That's right.
then what does your reselling life before we get into your goal, how did you learn about reselling?
Honestly, just through YouTube videos, and I want to say you were probably one of the first people I watched. You and probably Chris, the Bonafide Hustler.
Awesome. Yeah,
um,
Chris is a really nice guy. Bonafide hustler
yeah,
is super jacked.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's great, and I've actually met him in real life, so
Yeah,
pretty
me
cool.
too. He's such a nice
Yeah,
guy. Where did you
yeah.
meet him?
Austin. I went to the green room meetup
Awesome.
down there.
Yeah, I was in the green room before too. Shout out to the green room guys. Really cool group
Yeah.
of resellers in there. Um, thank you, Flip Your Dollar, for the $5 super chat. Flip Your Dollar, if you want to join, you can email me. You can hop in these anytime. So let's get straight into it. What is your goal financially for reselling? Are you doing it full time? So
I am doing it full time. I would really love to be grossing 12K a month. I'm at like 10K right now. So um, I think that's a pretty good goal it's a pretty realistic goal for what I'm doing right now.
okay.
But
Can I? Okay,
yeah, go
great.
ahead.
So
Go
we
ahead.
have a 12K gross. Do you want to divulge like what kind of products you sell?
Yeah, I'm doing mostly used shoes and clothing. And
Amazing.
big
Me too.
big shout out to Renzi.
I know. Shout out to Rinzy
they
now. They
they've
are
really helped
awesome.
me with getting my
Yeah,
used
Lindsay
shoes
and
in.
Ryan, they are also super nice. They're one of the few restars that I haven't met in person. So I'll have to
Yeah,
come up and to the
yeah,
East
you should
Coast
come
meet
up
up
this
and
way.
hang out. I was just on the East Coast, but I should have gone up and just visited them because
Yeah,
they're so nice.
yeah,
Um, yeah, shout out to Rinzy. So you're trying to get the 12K. Um, you're selling in shoes and clothing.
yeah.
And then let's talk about where are you getting this stuff?
Just like thrift store, garage sale, estate sale model right now.
Okay.
Um, and I know I can scale further by myself, but
Okay.
I'm just curious, like, should I be looking for other sources, or should I just kind of stick with what I'm doing and try to keep moving up?
I think you should. I mean, this is just my without knowing you any further. I think you should go from 10 to 12 is not that much further.
Mhm.
I would do that first. And if you do want to get help, what I would do is hire someone to help you maintain that while you take on a new thing.
Okay.
Um, but there's, it's pretty amazing that you, like if you were to tell people you could source enough from thrift stores and garage sales,
Yeah,
the people would be like, not really. It depends where you are, but it can
it's
definitely be a
nuts.
challenge.
Yeah, I know.
But okay, so here's where it gets a little bit tricky. You have to move from finding the items one by one to bulk purchasing.
Mhm.
And bulk purchasing is very different, right? Because you're going to get a bunch of stuff that um, doesn't necessarily qualify. This just happened with, I just had a conversation with Jeffrey before this call, and he started to talk about getting like, you know, buying larger lots of inventory, and it starts to get a little bit scary when you buy pallets, liquidations, bulk buys. You have to
But
learn how to get rid of the stuff that sucks.
yeah,
And the most talented okay, actually, this is a strategy. This is a pro tip for everyone listening. Smash the like button. But so let's say you get 100 items in a lot. Oftentimes what I'll see is somebody will take the 2 best items and pair them with the 80 crappiest items. And then they'll move that whole lot, and then they'll have 19 average decent items left.
right.
But a lot of people just try to sell the 80 junk items without any good part of it, and it's always a disaster, because at least like let the person make something so they can come back and buy your next lot of garbage,
Yeah. And
basically.
I'm just thinking with the like palette method, like all the storage that is required for that, and just from
Yeah.
listening to your videos, it just sounds like a headache.
You need the space, you need a little bit of
Yeah.
but now Jeffrey is actually in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's
Um
awesome. Should meet up.
and it's crazy the difference in cost of space. So like,
Yeah, I
if
know.
I
I
were to
hear
move somewhere, it's
I hear you
different.
talking about like the crazy Bay Area prices.
I know.
Like, wow, thank God I don't have to deal with like
I know.
high rent and like all. Yeah,
So
but
now let's talk about your schedule. What does
yeah.
your week look like?
Um, well, starting with Sunday, I usually take that day off. Because I think it's good to take like a day off at least, like a week. But Monday, I'm usually just listing, taking pictures, organizing stuff. Then Tuesday, sourcing. Wednesday, more listing. Thursday, I guess sourcing, and then Friday is kind of like up in the air for me. Just depends on how well I did sourcing the past week, and like if I need to go out again or if I need to list more and stay in. So it just depends, I guess.
So you don't necessarily treat it like a job?
Um,
You do
no,
hour wise, but like not a
yeah,
set
yeah.
schedule?
Well, I try to just like get the work done that I know needs to get done, and I'm pretty disciplined in that aspect. But yeah, I would like to have a more cement schedule. Like it would be nice. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
So you're at 10K a month right now in sales,
Yeah,
and that is your probably what's your average selling price? Maybe like $40?
yeah, like 45, I think 40 or
Okay,
45.
$45. And
Yeah,
then your average cost is around 10, you think, or more?
yeah, yeah, 10, maybe a little bit less even. But yeah, 10, I'd say 10.
Okay. So that's like 200 to 250 sales a month. Does that sound right?
Yes.
How many items are in your store?
Um, 835.
That's amazing, guys. This is like the math on running an eBay store is like the same no matter where you live in the United States. It's
Yeah, I
all
know,
so
and
similar.
I tell people like, oh yeah, I'm making this money like going to thrift stores and garage sales. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it
It's
is
just crazy the
crazy.
stuff that people like throw away, and yeah. And
Yeah,
but
cool.
I was gonna ask you where do you see the longevity of this?
That's a good question. So I think that 50%, like they're saying right now, a third of people have a side hustle.
Yeah.
And this is a crazy statistic. I need to try and find it. I read an article that said 19 out of every 20 side hustles are e-commerce. That's like all of them. Everyone is just selling stuff online because it's not BS, right? You
Right.
can literally sell something and earn a
Mhm.
profit. There's no shenanigans, right?
Right.
So I see this becoming more of a knowledge game. I don't see reselling going away per se, but I feel like the
Mhm.
easy stuff is going to become impossible. Because as an example, there's Scott, the smartest seller on Instagram. He's a really nice guy. His company does like $2 million a day on Amazon, right? It's like
Mhm. That's crazy.
500 employees, massive company, right?
Mhm.
And they're okay at like 1 or 2% profit.
Right.
So I'm like, how can like a normal person compete in the brand new categories of stuff? There's no room. Like
Mhm.
everything is robots and automation and repricing. There's no like,
Yep.
but like they can't automate used shoes or used clothing, or
Mhm.
and they can't automate liquidation or auctions because robots can't. They don't know the condition of the item yet.
Right.
So the longevity of this is pretty good. I would say I still would rather you seem very young to me. I would still rather you have at least
Yeah.
one more full-time type of income.
Yeah.
I would be scared
23.
to only rely on reselling.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
what did you do before
Yeah.
reselling, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I got a bachelor's degree, and I worked a job that really didn't fit who I was in healthcare. So I was like, well, I like reselling fits me so much better because it's, believe it or not, more active because it wasn't just like sitting at a desk just doing the
Right.
same thing every single day. And I was just like, why not just do reselling right now? I mean, like I have the option on making decent money doing it. So
And you have a relatively normal cost of living, I assume.
yeah, yeah. Like I don't have any kids or like a mortgage or like, anything like that. It's
Did you
just
buy a supercar with your e-commerce money?
definitely did not do that either.
Okay, well that's very smart. Um, okay, cool. So yeah, I definitely think well, if I was life coaching you, I would recommend another stream of income, like at least like another side income. Like you could build up a YouTube channel, you could invest in some service type companies. That's where I'm most excited about service type companies. Like I have rental cars. I'm
Yeah,
interested in like I would love to buy a piece of like a hair salon, stuff that really is stable. Like people
yeah,
always get their hair cut.
yeah.
Um,
That's
so I
interesting.
would love you to stay frugal and invest the profits into something
Mhm.
that's service related because products are really scary.
Yeah, yeah. I will definitely
Um,
take that.
So
Yeah,
and also it's like real when you the only thing about reselling I think that is scary is that it's potentially variable income.
yeah,
It's
yes.
sort of
Yeah,
based on what you
sure.
find.
Yep, yep.
Um and that's a little and so I'm actually going to modify my advice a little bit to like you doing 12K is around okay for you to you need to adjust from roughly 40 items a week to 50 items a week listing,
Okay,
which is like maybe 2 items more a day, you would reach your 12K goal.
okay. So
But
just
it's not that,
okay.
it would
Um,
be 10 more a week.
okay. Because I'm doing about 60 per week right now in listings.
Have you
Um,
been growing though?
yeah, yeah, it has been growing. It's been growing steadily.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first got full time, I grew a lot, but things have just been selling so quickly, it's kind of hard to keep up.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta work on
I
that.
was okay, great. So I would keep that up. And if actually the um really aggressive would be like 15 a day.
Yeah.
That's like about 100, and that's about 20 per day if you do 5 days a week and take some time off.
Yep.
And that will give you that'll push you towards like 5 to 10,000 net income,
Okay.
and that's going to be it give you some more room to invest in some different stuff. But over 100 listings a week, you're probably going to stop liking reselling. So you got to be careful because it gets like into a crazy
Yeah.
grind when you do
Yeah.
that. So
I have a question for you. What
yeah,
do you think? Do you think I should open up to Poshmark and like?
definitely 100%.
Okay, do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's no listing cost.
Yeah, that's true.
Mercari too.
That's
Uh,
true.
so this morning I listed because now I'm gonna try to list $16,000 worth of profit this month. That's around 50. I'm gonna try to beast mode list 54 grand worth of stuff. Hopefully a third profit. But I was just thinking to myself, I'm actually being a little bit selective. Like I'm not listing on all the platforms. There are certain items that I'm going to sell on Mercari. For example, if you have a really popular product, I would sell it on Mercari because 10% final value fee is worth it. That's a lot cheaper than eBay, and the returns are a little bit easier than eBay in my opinion. So if you have something that's guaranteed to sell, I would go never sell it on eBay because they have the easiest. It's easiest for customers to return the item.
Okay.
Poshmark, I think in like 8,000 sales, I've had like 10 returns.
Wow.
Like almost none. And all 10 of those were because I sent them the wrong thing. Like, that's the only thing that would cause a return.
Wow.
So it's different than eBay where it's like 5%. In the same 8,000, I probably had 50 returns.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
like yeah. So but the
Yeah.
thing is, this is the most important part of starting Poshmark is because you have to learn a new platform,
Hmm.
and all of that knowledge you can use in eBay, and then you feel like um, I didn't. I've never felt more safe in my entire life than after my Poshmark hit 10,000 in sales.
Hmm.
I was like, I can sell it anywhere. I can sell on Etsy. I could figure out any of these things because
Yeah.
you just figure out how a platform works. And then
Okay.
I was like, if eBay decides to suspend me, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're in a situation where if they suspended your account, you would be scared for a minute.
That. Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
have to
That's why
scramble.
it's in the back of my head.
Yeah.
um,
Um,
I'm thinking pre-owned shoes would be great on there.
Also, last advice on that is I'm I'm giving way too much advice, but I would look at it as in like what skills do you want to get in the next 5 years,
Mhm.
and you have to write down get good at Amazon, even if you don't do Amazon. As an e-commerce seller, you have to be versed in it.
Mhm.
It's just really important to understand sales rank, and then they have way more traffic than eBay. And like, okay, let me give you an example. There's a lot of opportunities that you can't partake in if you don't sell on Amazon. Here's the example right now. Somebody, because I just switched to 100% shoes, and
Mhm.
I've never done that before. I'm always like, I'll sell anything, right? But now only shoes. So a guy called me with 1,100 pairs of Merrells in Texas, right? So there's no way I can put all 1,100 pairs on one platform. That's too risky in my opinion. You've got to diversify that into different channels, and getting it on the Amazon, you're going to get the closest to retail because people pay more money on Amazon because it's more of a retail store. So
Okay.
understand the different platforms. The one that you need to learn the most is Amazon.
Okay.
You have to force yourself to learn it.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Even if you don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, I've sold on Amazon. I've done FBA, but yeah, not huge.
Yeah, this is so true. So Duncan is saying once you start doing volume, you can easily burn out.
Mhm.
And that is nothing is worse than, let's say you build your store up to 2,000 items, and
Yeah.
then you have a mental breakdown and you don't want to resell anymore for 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
then you just ignore your store for 2 weeks. It can go stale. And eBay might be like, oh, this guy's no longer interested in reselling. Your listings might get suppressed, and then now you're in a bad situation. So
Mhm.
being able to have somebody help, like this saying to me really scared me, which was if you don't learn how to make money while you sleep, then you'll work until you die.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh wow, okay, I need some help. If I decide to take a break, I don't want my income to take a break.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. That's true.
you're in the honeymoon phase of reselling where it's like, I can't believe I'm doing this, right? So
Yeah.
um yeah. Nice. See, look. So here we have Shazad in the chat. Shazad, I think Shazad is in the UK. He's like, I think he's 25 and he's doing like 100K a month on all the different platforms. And it's wholesale, so the margin's a little bit smaller. Um, but he's learning FBA right now. He just sent in his first shipment. So I really want all these younger people. You seem young to me, Oliver. To
Yeah.
just while you
23.
haven't, are you married with
Not married. No.
kids?
No kids. No.
Okay, so you're in that prime time right now. Let's grind for a minute.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Um,
saying. I just need
that's
to
yeah.
find the vehicle.
That's right. Wait,
Yeah.
so are you driving around? How many days are you sourcing? How many days are you looking online?
Um, 4 days, 4 days sourcing.
Um, because Rinzi now they do 2 days a week,
Hmm.
hardcore. 4 days a week. How long do you go out?
Probably just a few hours at a time. And I'm not driving to like different states like they are. I mean, I've been to Buffalo, which is like an hour away. I go to Syracuse, hour and a half. But like, I'm not going to different states. But like like an average time is probably like 3 4 hours. I'm out there.
Okay, sounds good. And you're still enjoying it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So what do you think right now is one of your biggest obstacles?
um, I feel like I'm listing slowly. Like I don't. I just need. I think I can get more listings up. I mean, I got 250 up last month, and I'm
Mhm.
selling pretty quickly. So like, in order for me to grow, I need to do more than that, right? Would you think, or wait?
I think you can hit 12,000 in sales maintaining 250.
Okay.
Um, but it depends. Like you seem very happy right now, not jaded. So I think
Yeah.
you might be at a comfortable pace, just maintaining.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I might recommend you do something different.
Okay.
I think you should cap it at 250 a month
Really?
and then work on something else.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maintain the 250 while you're still happy because
Mhm.
I scaled to 100 listings a day, okay? And I hated it.
Yeah.
So I can't recommend that. I had 7
Yeah.
staff. I've never made that much money in my life either. It was like I had $10,000 a month. I'm sorry, $10,000 a week going out, and I was netting almost 8 grand a week. I've never made that much doing anything, and it was I still hated it.
Mhm.
So I don't recommend going hard. Plus, I gained a little bit of weight during that time. I I don't know how to be an operator at that scale. And I was totally cheating and running it out of my house. Like if
Mhm.
you do it properly in a warehouse, I think it would be better because I was mixing my personal and business life into one. If you could separate it, I think you would be okay. But I would recommend maintain that 12K once you get there.
Yeah.
Get there first, then
Mhm.
maintain that while you learn something else like Amazon.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm wondering how many people are in the UK. Maybe put in the chat, guys, where you guys are from. That's interesting. It's weird how you upstate guys are listening to me, and it's late. It's later. Jeff,
Huh?
do you want to
Yeah,
talk?
it's 8:30 over here.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is
I don't
most
know
of
if
your
Jeffrey wants
audience
to chat.
in California?
Yeah, I can talk.
Yeah, it's early. It's early. Go ahead, Jeff.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Not too bad.
Um, so Jeffrey has a really cool situation where he has a commercial space and he's just barely getting into reselling, only 50 something items in his store,
Oh wow.
but he's just as gung ho. Actually, Jeffrey, are you worried a little bit about only picking 3 niches to start with?
Yes. Yeah. That's especially when you first start sourcing, you just don't know. I guess you're not an expert in the reselling and what you can source in your area and what is you can buy cheap and sell high. So it is a little scared, a little bit nerve-wracking to make sure you're picking the right items, the right sources, or not the right sources, but the right items in the right categories.
You guys are like an hour from each other. How far is
Yeah.
Rochester from Buffalo?
An hour.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
To meet up.
I
Yeah.
know. um I should do some more meetups. That would be fun. um Cool. So let me see in the chat. Does anybody have any questions for us? Today's a little bit light. I was expecting more people on this call, but maybe it is an evening. This is also the first evening call I have done in this new format. So if you guys want to join, all Patreon members have access to this call forever. I want to keep the information and content pretty tight. So what are your goals? What do you want to sell? Where are you going to find this stuff? Are you certified in reselling? And this is a good conversation to have right now, which is the product research, sourcing, bookkeeping, accounting, photography, listing, shipping, maintaining your listings. Jeffrey had mentioned learning about cubic shipping. Oliver, do you take advantage of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Pirate ship, is that what you're
Yeah.
referring to? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So can you fit, like, do you sell a lot of sneakers as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you're truly on the Rinzi model.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But you're not selling only on, they don't sell on eBay very much.
No. That's why I'm saying I should probably diversify. Yeah.
How does everybody keep track of like the items they purchase? Like if you buy them in a lot, are you like averaging the cost of the item? Like if there's 100 items in a lot and you pay $200, is it each item is $2, or how are you guys keeping track of that?
Yep, $2 a piece.
$2 a piece?
Yeah, that is just for when I actually do my taxes. I'm just subtracting all the $200 charge as one charge.
Mhm.
Just for on my spreadsheet that my spreadsheet is just my inventory tracking. That I would put $2.
So do you list every single item in your spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it goes into the spreadsheet, if it's going to be listed, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't go in there.
Okay.
Let me see. What was I going to say on the tax? Oh yeah, Pirate Ship really simplified my taxes too, because I'm buying shipping $1,000 at a time. So I'm just subtracting it like that
Okay.
instead of every single transaction. That takes forever.
Oh, okay.
So so now it's just subtract my eBay bill, all my purchases. So I'm trying to make my purchases as big as possible to reduce the accounting. That's why I switched to free shipping, because I don't want to calculate the final value fee on shipping, which is a pain. I just want one fee from eBay. But yeah, so that's why I don't charge shipping. And then it's almost like I kind of want to just spend $20K on an entire estate and then just sell that the rest of the year. And just have one line on my accounting of 20,000, and then at the end of the year how much revenue, and then just call it a day, instead of having to individually track each item. That's like one of the least favorite parts of eBay for a lot of people.
Mhm.
Let's see here. The bigger thing Pirate Ship does is a simple export to sell shoes. Oh, that's true. It costs about $17.95 for me to ship a pair of shoes to a different country. Oliver, are you in that same bucket?
I usually just go through eBay's global shipping.
Oh, I see.
Is that
I think that's not a mistake, but I think some people don't like global shipping, the global shipping program, because it costs more to ship to them. So Jeffrey, if you offer global shipping program, once you ship it to the warehouse in Kentucky from eBay, you're done. You don't have to do anything or handle the customs.
right?
If you ship direct, it's much cheaper for the customer. I just sold a pair this morning. It cost $17.95 to, I think, the Netherlands. And that is significantly cheaper than if you use eBay shipping system. I think it's like 24 or 25, and then plus the customs. I actually, okay, this is the thing for me. I don't mind marking the customs form what I paid for the item, because it really helps out your final customer. So people say, okay, do you mind marking as a gift and with a lower value? I don't have a problem with that, because it makes me get the sale. If somebody, this $200 item, if they say, do you want to mark it for 70 as a gift, I will do that if I paid $70 or less, no problem. It's just if there's an issue, then you have to pay 70. Or there's one more option. I know there's a lot of stuff involved with shipping, but there's a company called Hip Shipper. So as if shipping wasn't complicated enough, Jeffrey, Hip Shipper allows they pay for the international return. I don't know if you guys know that in the chat. If you're shipping something and you're really worried about it, like this might get returned, then use Hip Shipper, and they will pay for the return in case there is a return. And that's really annoying. Let's say you ship a pair of shoes to Germany and then they want to return it. You don't have any knowledge of how to even do that, right? You have to send them a German label to have them send it back to you. That's a huge pain. So on a really high dollar amount item, I probably would use Hip Shipper, or maybe I would use the global shipping program, which I hate. But like, you go ahead.
Well, when you said shipping to Kentucky costs you more, is that?
I'm sorry, it costs the customer more.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The global shipping program is in Kentucky, so you send it there first, and then they charge the customer all of those extra fees.
Oh, okay.
Actually, if you want to figure it out, just use a private browser and change your location to a different country, and you can see how much different it is.
Oh.
So you get an idea of what does it actually cost versus a pair of shoes on pirate ship is $17.95, under 4 pounds. That's really cheap. That's like, if you're using cubic shipping, from me to ship it to you guys is $8.25, but for me to ship it to Europe is only $18.
Yeah.
It's a banging deal. It's super cheap.
That is cheap.
But the what's it called? Shipping to different countries still comes with its headaches, because like in Italy, they're in Italy, people don't trust the post office. That's scary, right? You should at least be able to trust the post office. You would think a developed country, but they don't. No one there respects the post office. You'll see packages just like thrown away. Like there's just no respect for the post office system. And you'll see a lot of people there have package receiving services. So I've had this happen to me probably 5 times in my eBay career. Send it to Italy. They say they didn't get it. 30 days later, it's the rule is if the tracking hasn't updated in 30 days, you automatically lose as the eBay seller.
Yep.
So I sent it to Italy, tracking doesn't move, and I'm like, will you please go pick it up? Like it says it's at the post office. And no response. 31st day, they'll call eBay, get their money back, and then I'll look at the tracking and it says they went and picked it up. So they get their money and the package. So that's like really rare. And that's why people use the global shipping program. So they don't have to deal with that.
It's a little safer. Yep.
I found out by the global shipping by accident. I sold something and it ended up going to Mexico. And so I get this email and say, "Oh, it's part of our global shipping program," and I'm like, "What do I do?"
You just opted into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or automatically for them.
Thrift Vintage says the same thing in the chat. Thrift Vintage is in the UK, and they've had issues with Italy and packages going missing as well. So, yeah, I think okay. So I'm Brad in the chat says that he unsubscribed from my channel because he doesn't want to be talked to like a 6-year-old. So this is interesting because when I first started reselling, right, I posted, can somebody walk me through selling an item because I don't. How do you do this? Right. And somebody wrote back like, you should stop living if you can't figure out how to sell an item on eBay. It's so easy or something. And I'm like, is that the attitude of the reselling community? But it is. I mean, it's kind of brutal. It's because it's like, yeah, that's why it's so valuable to have one reseller friend. You have to have one reseller friend. Just take really good care of them, buy them lunch. Yeah, it's important. Oh, I'm Brad said it was a different channel, but yeah. Anyway, I purposely tell people that they're old because I'm trying to trigger them into taking action. Like I'm feeling like I just got married a month ago and I'm feeling painfully unprepared for the living will and like setting up an estate and all that stuff. And I'm like, how do people do this, especially with kids? But yeah, I'm feeling underprepared. And so that's why, Oliver, I want you to have a second stream of income. Jeffrey's working a full-time job. And I'm like, you are doing it exactly how I want people to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Jeffrey, do you enjoy your job as well? I know there's some perks, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love my job.
yeah. See, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
If you
that's
hate your
awesome.
job.
Yep.
Let's see here. Only resell friends you met were through the Discord group. Yeah, that's true. And guys, in the chat, my Discord group is now free. So I'm gonna put that link in the description. That's really cool that they were able to find people through the group and get real friends. That's awesome. So yeah, my Discord group is now free. Go in there, be nice. I think there are admins in there that'll kick you out if you suck, but get in there and meet one or two local friends that you can hang out with that actually care about this topic. It makes it easy. Actually, I will say that's the one downside of reselling is most of it you do by yourself.
Yep.
I sort of envy the husband and wife teams that go out and pick for things. Okay, one of my favorite models is there's a couple in Canada. They have a virtual assistant scan Facebook Marketplace, eBay, using the zip code locator. So Jeffrey, you should actually do this as well because for your niche. So Jeffrey sells collectibles. You could search like vintage toys or something. Do a zip code search of 100 miles from upstate New York. You can kind of get an idea what the local market is and get in like if there's local shows, or I know also another popular thing in New York is people collect coins. Hardcore. That's like one of the premier places in the world people collect coins. But you can do a zip code search and find out what's around you. And that's a good indicator of whether or not you should get into that niche because sometimes it's either flooded or easier in your area. Let's see. Does anybody sell and ship to Russia? Russia is really challenging. Another country where people don't respect the post office system. Your package could just disappear. Pip says he gets along with other resellers as long as they don't sell sneakers. I mean, Oliver, like as an example, I love you, but if we went sourcing, I would like want to buy the same stuff as you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when Rinzi does that, when they go out with other reseller friends and they split it, I'm like, how do you even do that? That's such a kick in the nuts. Because also the there's only one small downside with Rinzi, and that, in my opinion, which is they source together.
Mhm.
But then I was thinking to myself, you know what? They only do that twice a week. That's okay. Not a huge waste of time. But like when they're home operating the business, they do different things.
Mm-hmm. It amazes me that it's almost all thrifted. Like that's nuts to me.
Yeah.
I mean, just like finding that amount of volume and like just
their store is honestly not that big.
Their stores? Oh, they're okay, yeah.
Their total amount of items is not that big, and this is a for people that are in the audience right now. This is important to recognize. You can have a small store and high sell-through rate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a more low-key person. I don't want it to. It doesn't need to sell that fast for me. But if you are like I'll give you an example. The Merrell shoes that I bought that I'm going to resell potentially 1,100 pairs. They're like $36 each, and they sell for 80. Right. So that margin for a lot of people would be like, I would never touch that. I need to buy it for $1 and sell it for 25. That's but I think that it's easier because the MSRP, these items sell for about 100. So I'm giving a decent deal at $80.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot fewer people who can afford an $80 brand new pair of Merrells versus a $46 pair of Merrells in excellent condition. That's going to move fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pip in the audience, when you go out, I like resellers to sell the opposite thing of me. That is so enjoyable. Well, I know she's not online anymore, but what's her name? Laura. I don't know her screen name, but I used to go sourcing with her all the time. She only bought dresses. Perfect. We could just use we save gas. She can keep me company, She's buying. I'm never looking at any. She doesn't care at all about shoes. So it's like a perfect hangout.
Mhm.
And I actually started picking up some of the stuff that I find if it's obvious, and I'll just sell it to other resellers. That's another thing that I mentioned with Jeffrey earlier, which is when you start buying lots, and if you start doing home buyouts, then you need to know where to move the stuff that you don't want to sell. There's a company, I think it's not called Shoes for Jesus, but it's something like that. It's inside of DSW, and basically they have a bin right at the front of the store. If you just bought a great pair of shoes, dump your old shoes here and we'll sell them and give some money to charity. And that's like a $5 or $6 million company.
Wow.
And people are literally donating their shoes on the way out of the store.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's a resale company that has like a CEO and like it's like an actual organization. So those are cool. Yeah, Yvette says that a pair of golf shoes got the Russian no problem. Yeah, I would agree. I'm not saying that all Russians are fraudulent. I'm just saying that it's more risky than other countries that I've shipped to. The market is way too big to be competitive or jealous. I agree with that. There's room for all the resellers, but just not all in one category.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oliver, you and I can go thrifting together.
Yeah, we can.
That's true.
What part of Buffalo are you? If you don't mind.
I live right in the city in the Alma
Oh,
Village.
nice. Oh yeah, great. Yep, I've been there. Very good.
Ooh, I like this. NYC Life says 3,000 items listed, 800 to 900 sales a month. Amazing. 80% liquidation and 20% goodwill. So this is sort of my thought. You know how Rinzi is mainly a used shoe store?
Yep.
Also, guys, Tino, the Soul Advisor, shout out to Tino. He just passed 9,000 listings,
Oh yeah.
all pre-owned shoes. So Rinzi times 9.
He's incredible.
So so Rinzi, that's one of my favorite models, which is just 1,000 items in their store and just really good ones that move quickly. Tino has an opposite model. He is only aiming for 10% sell through or better. That's really easy.
Yeah.
So when I started these calls 2 years ago, Tino, the Soul Advisor, was one of the first people on this call with Prof Sales and Endless Entrepreneurs. And Tino was trying to net 100K on eBay without using his own money. Right?
So did he have someone invest or something?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so he said, so the investor bought the property. I believe the investor bought the property that his shoe store is on. And the investor said, what is the lowest sell-through rate that is like very conservative? And he said 10%. So you can look at their store. I think it's called Selling Our Souls. 9,400 shoes in there, all used.
What a great name.
I know, what a great name. Selling Our Souls. So Tino is a great guy.
Yeah, I follow him on
He's
Instagram.
so nice. But yeah, he's like, he has all the equipment of a cobbler.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that's really
thrifted,
cool.
That's thrifted shoes.
Thrifted shoes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool.
So he was also saying that he can get more than 100 pair when each time he goes to sources.
That's crazy.
So I mean, that's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually, I know I could too in California, but it would be a lot of driving.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit interesting. A lot of time in my car, but not driving that far.
Oh yeah.
So
No traffic out.
somebody picked up a Apple keyboard for $5 today. That was one of my niches. I was buying Apple keyboards online. They sell for between 50 and 100, and you can get them like 30 of them for $50. When the company liquidates their goods or whatever, they'll either sell them online or they'll recycle them. So you can get really good deals on keyboards, mice, monitors. The largest opportunity in reselling, in my opinion, is e-waste. So Jeffrey, you actually have the space to do that.
E-waste?
E-waste. So when companies switch equipment, they donate or sell off their equipment for pennies on the dollar, but then you have to be certified to wipe it clean.
Okay.
So that's a massive business. Like because technology changes so much, people are like upgrading the entire company. So you only need a few contracts to make that a huge business. You also need the space to. What I would look up is, you guys that are in the chat right now, look up the Blind Center in New York City, or not New York, Las Vegas. The Blind Center. They are I think a $4 or $5 million eBay store. 100% of their inventory is free. It's from e-waste. So Oliver, I would say that is as safe as shoes.
That's as safe.
As shoes is really safe.
So do you think the longevity is there?
Oh, I made a joke in one of my YouTube videos that people aren't going to have feet in the future, and some people were like into that, but it's going to be stable forever. Because it wears out. That's also a really good point. If you want to sell car parts, if you sell tires, brakes, stuff that wears out, you're in much better shape.
Right.
Yeah, Asha in the chat says that they do waste. E-waste is insanely profitable, but I just can't imagine like a pallet of 30 monitors. That sounds like such a pain in the ass. How would you even like approach that? And they the thing with Jeffrey, the reason why it's so space intensive is that you have to take all of it. Servers, mice, keyboards. Show up with your truck, put it all in there, and then they take it away. Flip Your Dollar says there's no money in tires. Tires is such a challenging market. Maybe there's actually, I was gonna say maybe there's money in new tires, but I don't think so, because Costco, they give away
I sold a
tires.
set of tires. I actually sold a set of tires.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was they were from like 1940. They were original Sears and Roebuck's white walls.
Whoa.
They had like Sears like written on the side of the tire.
Wow. That's cool though. That's a very uncommon.
Yeah.
Sean's saying, who wants the old equipment if it's obsolete? It's not obsolete yet. It's just a year or two old, and really fancy companies always upgrade. So like as an example, my wife used to work for Pandora, the music company, and they upgrade, like there's a team of people who test the app on phones. There's like 50 people who do that. Every time the newest phone comes out, they donate all 50 of those phones and start over with the new one. And they don't donate it. They sell it to somebody who wipes all of the information clean off of them and signs an agreement. Yeah, no. Let's talk big timer right now. The Blind Center in Las Vegas is the coolest business ever. Imagine you're a rich person and you set up a business that's e-waste, and your business hires 30 people that are blind, and it's self-sustaining. That is the coolest project, one of the coolest projects I've ever seen in my life. That company supports itself. Like the people who work there have 401k. It's like a legit company, and the people who work there can't see. Like, that's amazing. If you guys want to be inspired by like how amazing people can be. And okay, this is also the thing. The rich person that set that up, his name's not on the building. Usually it is. So somebody just did that anonymously. Adam is saying any sellers from Massachusetts. Not sure. NYC Life is saying there's a lot of good money in radio systems and VCR combos. Absolutely. That is another thing that Jeffrey could do because of space. You could sell industrial equipment. You could sell farming equipment. Maybe my advice only applies to people who have a space restriction. Jeffrey, you could sell anything. You could sell airplane with
Yeah.
that space, small airplane. Pip wants to sell used medical equipment. That scares me because some of it you need a prescription. So Ben is asking, you're trying to source for books. Would you advertise that you pick up books for free or that you pay for books? I would run ads. I think actually both of you should do that too. So there's a guy I'm coaching locally that we're writing shoe ads. Oliver, this is working.
Is it real?
I will buy your used Jordans, whatever. Basically, I'm going to pay you 30% of what it's selling for on eBay. So you can look up the value yourself. But I can pay cash today. And you're going to make about 60%, 60 to 70% on eBay if you know what you're doing. So do it yourself or sell it to us for cash. And they're getting a decent amount of shoes coming in that way.
Where are you advertising?
They're advertising it in the shoe section on Craigslist, but as a buy ad inside of there.
Oh, okay.
So I think it costs $10 to post, and then you can have shoes come to you.
Yeah.
Yep. It is a little scary though because it's a lot of money. Like if you're buying like let's say 10 pairs of Jordans from somebody, that's a few $100s usually.
Did you worry about the offense? Especially.
Yeah, I mean, I do worry about it, but I've been selling shoes for so long. You could probably tell authentic versus not. That being said, Oliver, I think shoes are the most copied thing ever. They're the most counterfeited category.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Yeah. Then they also have the super fakes and the B grade that, you know, factories sometimes, like as an example, my friend Kenny, his family produces the Air Max bubble. One of the Air Max bubbles for the Air Max, I think the Air Max 95. His family only makes that one piece of the shoe. So they can't really counterfeit anything because they only have that one piece. But if they had enough friends, they could maybe cobble together 80% similar Air Max. Pip says that he was thinking about running a local shoe ad. Yep. Is there an effective way to advertise? Oh, no, I mean, it's not the effective way is just saying that you have cash now and being known as that person. That's why if you become known in like Jeffrey, you're in a good position to tell a real estate person for a home closeout or whatever estate sale. Because I feel like a lot of those places have old vintage cars, collectibles, and they don't know how to sell it. So,
have you ever used Facebook Marketplace for bigger items?
like I sold my bench press on there, but not like I sold my barbecue on there. So I think it's perfect for bigger items.
Yeah, great.
Gotta watch out for fake shoes. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Michael Kelly posted a profit and loss statement in the Discord group. Oh, people are saying there's a lot of fake purses. That's true. There is fake everything.
Oh,
yeah. Let's see. Nothing against Lonnie, but it was haul video items I feel I would never find. Well, here's the thing. People watch haul videos for entertainment. I decided to not do haul videos, but I think I should still have some because they earn a lot more money than these kind of videos. Because they're more entertaining. I know it is what it is.
I watch these types.
What's up?
I watch these types of videos. I think
oh yeah. Let's see. There's another person in Massachusetts. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call a little bit early. You guys have a fantastic weekend. If you guys want to join next week, hop on in. And then if you guys have any, if you guys in the chat want to join, just let me know. You can email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. Everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Bye, guys.